you had a tweet last night. Lou Dort.
Yeah.
Defensive Player of the Year. He's a good Twitter. He doesn't do it that much, but he drops
bombs. I slowly, I don't know. Probably not.
Probably no.
We'll do that after this.
Case and all defense.
I don't get on there though.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
My favorite thing though was watch the games.
Yeah, I got that from.
Let's talk about watch the games.
Which is it's such a great saying, and it's so important because it's such an era of like highlights, stat driven. Like if you don't watch basketball, you miss so much of what is going on in the NBA.
Facts.
And especially with like a team like us, like we have so many different guys that are eating off of the same plate that like if you don't watch the games, you don't realize that every single night the best player is being guarded by Lou, and they're every single night they're below their average or shot 35% from the field. And then I said this last time when we were on the last pod, like Cason Wallace has blocked the most jump shots this year in my entire 8 years in the league combined. Like he has just an insane knack.
Yeah,
I came up with a nickname for him the other day that I think.
Does he like it?
He doesn't know about it yet. He doesn't know about it, but I think it's gonna be All-State.
Okay, he does have good hands. Queso has great hands.
I think
if he gets a deal out of this, you need at least like 4%.
I'm cameo for sure. All-State.
You got
nose for the ball. He's great. Yeah. Oh, All-State. Yeah,
I like that one.
He even has like the little.
That's what I'm saying.
That'll be cool. That'll be like a cool little logo.
Did you come up with watch the games?
I mean,
in terms of this team, I'm sure
someone
has said
somebody
that
has probably said watch the games before, but yes, it's just like it started off because obviously Shea, like it's very easy to take that for granted when you just look at it on paper and you're just like he had 30 again or he had 40, and it's just like
30 again.
You're not really, you kind of get desensitized. Like even like as a teammate, like I feel like you probably get a little desensitized to it because it's just like he goes in there and like it's not. I don't want to say loud, but like he's not loud about it.
Yeah.
So it like goes under the radar, and then like obviously like the betting and stuff that happens now, like people aren't actually like watching what's going on. So we get stuck in like this like wanting to go back to like this nostalgic era, and we're not really like appreciating like
how hard it really is.
Yeah, you miss it. Like we want to go back to the old era so bad that you're not actually like paying attention to like how great and how talented this league that we're currently in.
But that's what I'm talking about as far as like the highlight era and the clip farming and like all that, and like instead of actually watching basketball, it's like people complain about what the NBA has become, but it's like if you sit down and watch the games, there's still new on good basketball, right? If you're watching the top half of the league, like if you watch good basketball, there's still like elite rotations, elite ball movement, elite shot making, like that's part of it, but like a lot of that gets forgotten about because it's just like you said, look at this over underline, or look at how many threes they shot instead of like the actual substance of the game.
So I was talking to Cam about this last night. How much of this is it's easy to dump on the media as like a monolith, but how much of this is actually a NBA media problem? Like I would say, because you guys have a very good local media here, I would say like NBA national media problem in terms of the focus not being on, not even just uplifting specific players, but uplifting the fact that you guys have 61 wins, the fact that, you have these young guys across the board, forgetting, the vets and the all-stars and everything like that, who are coming up every time. And there's way more of a focus on just like bullshit all the time. There's not a sense of like, okay, we are going to talk about, what these guys are doing on a nightly basis.
I think a lot of it is the national media. I just like, they don't be watching the games either, if I'm being honest, bro. Everybody's just kind of like waiting for, they're what drives it, I think, is like what I was going to say. Like they drive the whole, whatever they push out is what people are going to respond to. So it's like, obviously what they push out, that's what the fans are going to think. So like if you take like Shea's, like the foul thing with him, nobody actually looks at the fact that there's like 8 or 9 people that
gets fouled all the time.
Yeah, he gets fouled.
And
He honestly should go to free throw line more. He leads the NBA in drives, and we're like the lowest free throw shooting team in the NBA. And he's not even like, I think there's like 6 or 7 people ahead of him that shoot more free throws. But because the media doesn't like certain ways that he gets fouled, that becomes getting pushed as like,
dude, just if nobody can guard him, nobody can guard him. Like it's not like if you can't can't do it. It's part of that too. Is like you can't call everyone, and we know that, but like
it's also a skill. Bro.
Dude's getting fouled. Back to your question, the same drum that I'm beating with this, like it just has become cool to not watch basketball. Like it's all about like entertainment value. Like that's just the clip farming, the looking for highlights instead of like the substance of the game. Like I was thinking about this the other day. ESPN was on, and it was like it was whatever. Pick a talk show at any point in time during the day. Like I was like, man, I miss SportsCenter when it was like the ticker on the side where it had each game coming up next, and it was just like a minute of highlights, and it was good 7-8 minutes of highlights, commercial, and then it was like when we come back, this is like, and then you finish with the top 10 at the top of the hour, like that. We've gone away from that, and now it's like, what is the most entertaining?
What's the most relevant thing?
Eye-grabbing storyline from it, and unfortunately, to a lot of like the common fan base, that's what is capturing their attention rather than, like we said, really good basketball.
Yeah.
Do you feel?
That was well said.
I feel like you have an interesting.
I've thought about this before. He
has a very interesting perspective on this though, because you've coming up in LA. LA is for a bunch of reasons is the polar opposite. Not just here, but a lot of places, a lot of great teams in sort of smaller markets around the country. Where like no matter what, they're talking about you. Yeah. If you're winning, you're getting gassed up. If you're losing, it's fire everyone, get rid of everyone. And so when you have that back and forth, and you were on a great team, and you're on a championship team in LA, so it's not like you've seen the peaks and valleys on sort of both sides of this. Like we talked about it's a stupid thing now, but like you guys not playing on Christmas, like everyone knew this was coming. You know what I mean? Everyone knew that 61 wins was coming.
Apparently not everybody.
And so not everybody important.
And so at what point, and maybe this is why we just got to keep doing these, because I'm like, at what point does it become a thing where like these places are just not going to do it? They're chasing clicks. They're not chasing, what actually matters.
It's a very thin line, because it's like some of it, chasing the clicks also pays like our bills in a sense, like they're trying to get seen as well, but then some of it too is like I don't think they do a good job of listening to like what the people want to, because a lot of times, like the Christmas example that you're giving, I've seen a lot of the stuff where they're like, why weren't we playing? So it's like it's not just our team, you know what I mean? But we do a good job of just controlling what we can control. But it is, it's a transitional period too. There's a lot of like older guys moving in and out of the league right now. So there's like a little bit of transitional stuff that I think is going on with the media too, where they're trying to like, give a lot of things like their last kind of like push before it's kind of over.
Some of that too, though, is like you got to recognize as the league at a certain point, like you can, like we talked about with the trend of media and like grabbing attention, like you can have some of that, but like at the end of the day, people tune in when there's good basketball on TV, like regardless of who's playing. Like when there's good basketball being played, people aren't going to tweet, wow, these people are just shooting threes, this game sucks. Like
true.
When there's substance to the game, like we've been saying. And in my opinion, our team is one of the best true basketball substance teams in the league. Like we play the whole game. Like we don't skip steps. Like we play real basketball. And that's why we have so many wins. First of all, it's why we're a good team. But like also, like eventually you got to mix that into the national TV schedule, because that at the end of the day is what people want to see.
I think it'll just be a draw, bro. Like I don't really know how else to like explain that. Like I just feel like people would want to watch good hoops.
Well, some of this is also they just, people have to, they come slowly, but they learn. As you keep winning, they are, even like we talk about like you.
Yeah, you got trial by fire. Like you got to learn.
Winning solves everything,
yes,
for sure.
For sure.